What is going on, guys? Johnny GB here, bringing you a Week 6 team builder for the Pokemon Masters Cup Season 2. Now, I got invited to take over a team mid-season. So the Oregon Duckletts will now be a part of the Pokemon Masters Cup, the PMC for short. A lot of solid players in this. Some of which may be familiar, such as J-Specs, Cloud Envy, who are a part of the OBC, as well as there's one other one, Phantom Base, who is also part of the OBC, as well as some players I have not played against, but I've seen play, such as the Verd and Twisty Misty. So big shout outs to them, and thanks to J-Specs for inviting me to take over here in the UPC. Now, my opponent's team, I got to get the correct doc up here for anyone that wants to see. Let me give you a quick rundown of my opponent's team. We're facing Cloud Envy and the Jersey Dwebbles, so I'm very hyped for this matchup. And let us get this doc loaded up. There we go. So the Jersey Dwebbles have a solid team. We're going to quickly run down. Consisting of Landorus Therian, Zapdos Fortress, Gardevoir Hawlucha, Keldeo Haxorus, Cinccino Ninetales, Mega Banette, and Vileplume. Now, right there, 4 Mons I'm actually really scared of. And that is Lando T, Zapdos, Gardevoir, and Keldeo. Haxorus can be problematic. Now, the team I brought this week, I think, has some curveballs for him, as well as some very solid movesets here. So we're going to get right into this. And we're going to start off with the Pokemon I have not used before. We're going to start off with Natsu, the Charizard Y. Now, I've never used a Charizard Y. Not really sure what it does. Until I saw its special attack. Looking at this base 159 special attack, I was like, wow, okay. So we're going to go through the moveset. We have Roost 3 attacks, and the 3 attacks is Flamethrower, Solar Beam, Earthquake. Now, Solar Beam is there just in case maybe he brings a bulky version of Keldeo, or he has to switch his Keldeo into my Charizard. It does OHKO Keldeo. Flamethrower is there for a powerful sun-boosted stab. And then Earthquake is there because it does 2-Co Ninetales, just in case he's trying to switch in to get that free Flash Fire boost. I'm really assuming that he will bring Flash Fire Ninetales, seeing that I do have a Charizard to set up the sun for free for him. So he can get Sun Boosted plus Flash Fire. So it's something I have to watch out for. But I think it's a solid moveset. I think it'll work out very well for what my opponent has. It hits a lot of Pokemon on his team. I mean, Flamethrower hits Zapdos hard, KOs the Fortress, hits the Landorus hard, hits the Gardevoir hard, the Hawlucha. Solar Beam hits the Keldeo. Cinccino I have to watch out for, but it hits the Cinccino on the switch. Earthquake for the Ninetales, Flamethrower the Vileplume. So there's a lot this Charizard is able to do. As well as switch in on Will-O-Wisps from Mega Banettes, but I got to be very careful on that just in case they're Toxics. Now next up we have we're going to name it Khakis, the Klefki, just using that Boston accent. For Khakis, same thing. We're bringing a specially defensive Klefki this week. Why? Because he has a Zapdos, he has a Gardevoir, a Vileplume that I can really switch into here. Looking at this moveset, we're going to Spike Stack, make sure my opponent has some entry hazards. Because if you look at it, his hazard removal is Defog Zapdos and Fortress, both of which I can KO very easily with the team I have brought this week. We have Dazzling Gleam and Toxic. Now this is our one answer to Haxorus. I can Magnet Rise, and if he's sub DD Lumberry Haxorus, I can Magnet Rise, Dazzling Gleam, Toxic, pretty much just mess around with his Haxorus and really just neutralize that one threat on his team. Toxic, again, is good for just in case he wants to switch in his Zapdos, predicting me to Thunder Wave. I can Toxic the Zapdos, put that bulky Mon onto a timer, as well as other Mons such as the Gardevoir and the Mega Banette. I can Toxic as well. Very good move instead of Thunder Wave this week. Seeing it, he has an immunity in Lando to T-Wave and another immunity in Zapdos. So we want to set this to level 50, and I like the shiny Klefki. I like the gold. We'll have a male. We'll have a male Klefki, and then we have Slowbro. We're just going to name it Duh. Not very good with nicknames here. And looking at this Slowbro, this is a very interesting set. We're physically defensive. This is again to take on Landorus, take on the Haxorus, take on the Hawlucha as well as the Cinccino. Looking at it, we have Thunder Wave, Ice Beam, Psyshock, and Scald. Slack Off. No Scald this week. T-Wave is there to paralyze some of his faster threats. Haxorus, Cinccino, both come to mind, as well as Hawlucha. We've got to be careful of Limber, though. Psyshock does do a lot of damage to the Hawlucha. And Ice Beam is there to catch the Landorus Therian off guard. Just in case he wants to go into Lando and... I don't know. It's for the Landorus because it hits it for ×4. Scald. This game really has very little merit as he does have a Keldeo. It would be nice to burn it, but Ice Beam is there just for the Landorus T. I can eat a hit from it. Ice Beam it. So that's what we got for Slowbro this week. I think it's a very solid moveset. I'm happy with it. It was recommended to me by Nodder, so thanks to Nodder for that for this moveset. Next up, we're going to go to our Azelf, and I'm going to switch that item up as I've not done this team yet. I'm going to name it Not Sure because I've never used an Azelf, so I'm not sure actually what it does. So we're looking at the moveset here, and I believe it was switching. We're going to switch this with Psychic. So we have HP Ice, which is there for the Landorus. We want to make this a timid nature. Dazzling Gleam is there for the Haxorus. Psychic is there for Stab, and U-Turn is there for Switch Initiative. You know what? Solid moveset. HP Ice also hits the Zapdos for super effective damage, so it's good to fill in because I can hit other Pokemon with it. Flamethrower was an option because of the... what is it called? The Fortress. And it's something I'm still on the fence about. I think... actually, you know what? We're going to do Flamethrower. Alright, so we're going to go Flamethrower instead. To hit the Fortress that could wall this thing, essentially, if he brings a specially defensive Fortress. So we have Flamethrower there, looking at it, just max special attack, max speed, timid. Pretty much what I need on this moveset. Now we have our next option, I think it's Bangiris. The Tyranitar. I will fix the nickname once I learn up its Japanese name. Now this is a Choice Scarf Unnerved Tyranitar. I want him to think that I'm bringing Sand and Sun on the same game. We look at this, the 36 EVs, I believe, allow me to OHKO a non-bulky variant of Landorus, which is a common thing for this, is he can bring in a, I don't know, maybe a choice banded Landorus. I can Ice Beam it and it dies. Crunch deals good damage to the Gardevoir, which I could catch off guard with a Scarf. Pursuit is there just in case he wants to bring back his Gardevoir or his Banette. But the problem with Banette is he could burn me. I originally had Lumberry Dragon Dance, but I felt like the Scarf set was a lot better. And then we have Stone Edge there for Stab. And then our last Pokemon is our Excadrill, and we're going to name it Dig Dug. And we got to make you level 50. Not 40, 50. Male. Alright. So, looking at it's especially defensive Excadrill. We have Rapid Spin, Stealth Rock, Earthquake, Toxic. Rapid Spin, Stealth Rock again. We're going to get some spikes up. We're going to make sure we bring Rapid Spin with spikes. And Earthquake is there for stab. And Toxic is there to catch some of his Pokemon that may come in versus this, such as Keldeo would be a switch into this thing, as I can just slap it with a Toxic, as well as Mega Banette. So there's some Pokemon there that I can just Toxic and make sure they're put on a timer to make it a little bit easier for some of my heavy hitters to clean up, such as Charizard and Tyranitar. So that is the team I have this week for Cloud Envy and the Jersey Dwebbles here in the PMC. I'm hyped to be a part of the PMC and going to try to see if I can take this team I took over and win it this year. So if you guys enjoyed this team builder, don't forget to leave a like on this video, comment on it, as well as subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to check out Cloud's channel. I will leave his link down in the description below, and I know I will this time. So if you guys enjoyed it, I'm Johnny GB, and I'm out.